Welcome back to the deep dive. If every day we're just bombarded with visual cues, right? It's like a shorthand language shaping how we see things, often without us really noticing. Think about brands you trust or apps you use all the time, products you love. What pops in your head first? So often it's that tiny, powerful image, the logo. Today we're taking a deep dive into the incredible power, how logos speak to us, what makes them work, or sometimes why they just completely miss the mark. Our mission, using this really interesting document, designing the ideal logo for modern branding, messaging and simplicity in 2025.pdf, is to kind of decode these visual messages. We want to pull out the key insights on what makes a logo effective or, yeah, maybe shockingly ineffective in today's super fast digital world. So by the end of this, you should have a much better feel for what makes a great logo tick and maybe the strategy behind it.
And it's so relevant now, isn't it? What's fascinating about the source is how it positions logos, not just as, a picture, but as the absolute cornerstone, the keystone of brand identity. I mean, we're talking about a tiny graphic. It gets milliseconds, maybe less, to tell you everything, values, personality, what the brand promises. That's a huge weight for something so small.
It really is. And the pressure is higher now,
Aha.
right? Especially online.
Oh, absolutely. The stakes are way higher. Connecting this to the bigger picture, in the digital landscape we live in, a logo's job has just exploded. It's not just about looking good on paper or a sign anymore. It needs incredible simplicity. It has to be memorable instantly. And crucially, it must adapt seamlessly across just everything. Think tiny smartwatch icons, huge billboards. That digital flexibility, it's totally non-negotiable now. And, great design, it does more than look good. It builds real customer trust, instant recognition. It lays that foundation for loyalty. But the flip side, a bad logo, well, it doesn't just get ignored. It actively confuses people.
Yeah.
It chips away at credibility. And frankly, it can push potential clients away. It's really a make or break thing.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because the source, it really digs into what makes a logo fail today. And it's not just about looking bad, like you said. It's about actively undermining the brand. The first thing that jumped out at me was this idea of overly complex detail. It feels a bit wrong, doesn't it? Like, shouldn't more detail mean more?
That's such a common thought, but yeah, in today's digital world, it becomes a massive problem. The source calls it the visual noise problem.
Yeah.
When you overlaid a logo, too many colors, super intricate drawings, maybe multiple icons, fancy script fonts, you just get visual clutter. It kills clarity, especially, like you hinted, when you shrink it down. Think about a small local restaurant. Maybe their logo has a detailed sketch of the building, some utensils, a chef's hat, an ornate border, and a swirly font name. On a big sign, maybe it looks okay, charming even. But on a mobile delivery app icon or a social media avatar, that whole thing just collapses into, well, a mess. And the source makes this really stark point. Complex logos lose 75% of their detail when scaled down to app icon size.
75%, wow.
Yeah, it's not just losing detail, it's total recognition failure. It becomes an unreadable blob. The brand identity just vanishes.
That's huge. It's like trying to tell a complex story in a whisper during a concert, right? The message is just gone. And talking about lost messages, the source also hits hard on outdated style and typography. You know the ones. Heavy gradients, drop shadows, those beveled edges. They just scream like early 2000s design. But why is that more than just being unfashionable? Why does it actively hurt a brand?
It creates what the source calls an industry disconnect. For people who are paying attention, it's not just about taste. It signals relevance or the lack of it. Imagine, say, a cutting-edge tech startup. They want to revolutionize everything, but their logo looks like it came with Windows 98.
Right.
That visual language immediately suggests they're stuck in the past. It's not just about aesthetics. It silently signals they might not be up on current trends, tech, or what consumers expect now. It just eats away at their credibility because the logo, the face of the brand, it's telling a different story than their pitch. The thinking is, if the outside looks dated, then maybe what's inside is too. Exactly. That makes total sense. It's like a bad first impression visually. Another failure point the source brings up is confusing symbolism.
Yes, like abstract shapes or images that just don't connect. You look at it and think, what are they even trying to say?
Yeah.
I've definitely seen those.
And that's the core missed brand opportunity the source talks about. It gives this example a sort of case study analysis. Think about financial firms. Their core message should be trust, security, expertise, right? But sometimes they use logos with totally unrelated animal pictures. A leaping antelope, maybe. Or a soaring bird. There's no clear link. Speed? Maybe. But not financial security. It makes the audience work too hard to figure it out. Instead of instantly reinforcing those core values, it just creates confusion. A logo should be a quick visual metaphor, Not a puzzle.
Right, not a riddle. And speaking of clarity, or lack of it, poor color choices, that can be just as bad. Clashing colors, just too many of them. It can overwhelm you and completely muddy the message.
Hmm.
It's more than just looking ugly, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's a basic failure in using color psychology. Colors directly impact how people perceive a brand. Like, take wellness brands. Their whole vibe is usually calm, natural, relaxing.
Yeah.
So if they use, say, aggressive neon colors, bright, jarring yellows, electric blues, those colors send a completely mixed signal. It contradicts the very feeling they want to create. The source puts it bluntly. Color psychology directly impacts brand perception. Choose wisely or risk messaging confusion. Every color choice is a chance to strengthen your message. Or, yeah, undermine it. It hits you subconsciously.
That's powerful stuff. Not just what colors, but how they feel and communicate.
Hmm.
Okay, final failure point the source mentions. Lack of scalability. Especially now, this seems huge. Logos that need fine details just fall apart visually when you resize them.
This is such a critical technical limitation today. Everything's multi-device, multi-platform. Designers have to think responsively. A logo with really intricate line work or delicate shading, it might look amazing blown up on a poster, but shrink it for an app icon, a tiny website favicon, even a social media profile pic, those details just vanish. Poof.
Yeah, go on.
The logo becomes indistinct, maybe unreadable, and what you get is an inconsistent presence across really important digital touchpoints. Imagine trying to build brand recognition, but your logo looks different, or even broken, depending on where people see it.
That would kill trust.
Totally. It weakens recognition. The fix often involves designing a whole family of logo variations, each tweaked for different sizes. Often using simpler vector formats helps ensure clarity everywhere.
Okay, so we've heard the pitfalls. But here's where it gets really interesting, because the source gives these fantastic examples of what great logos do differently. The success stories. Let's start with Patagonia. That mountain logo. It's so simple, but wow, does it say a lot.
What's brilliant about Patagonia's logo, that clean silhouette of Mount Fitzroy, is its authentic symbolism. It doesn't just show a mountain, it instantly makes you feel adventure, that connection to wild places, authenticity. It tells you, wordlessly, this brand gets the outdoors and their strategic color palette. Such great restraint, limited, earthy tones, blues, greens, a bit of red. They're not random. They powerfully back up the brand values. Environmental awareness, toughness, trustworthiness, and because they've used it so consistently for decades, it's built what the source calls enduring recognition. It's almost iconic. It promises an experience.
It really does. Then there's Google. Their logo is everywhere. You almost don't notice it. The source highlights that clean, playful type. It feels different from other big tech companies, doesn't it? They often go for more serious looks.
Exactly. Google's use of that sans serif font with the bright primary colors, it signals both approachability and, kind of paradoxically, advanced tech innovation to everyone globally. The genius part is its universal adaptability. Because it's basically just letters, it works seamlessly everywhere. All devices, all products, all digital contexts. It can be animated, turned into a doodle, shrunk to a single G. You still know it's Google. And crucially, they've managed strategic evolution. The core look is there, but they've made subtle tweaks over time to keep it fresh, without ever confusing their huge user base. It shows how simple, memorable design can grow.
And who could forget the FedEx arrow? The source notes the negative space arrow was discovered by most customers only after it was pointed out brilliant subliminal messaging.
Ah.
I remember when someone showed me that. Mind blown. It was right there the whole time.
Huh. Yeah, that's the magic of clever negative space. Using that empty white space between the E and the X to form that arrow, it's not just neat, it's smart psychology. Subconsciously, that arrow screams speed, precision, forward movement, exactly what a delivery company promises.
Yeah.
Combine that with typography excellence, bold, clear text, instantly readable, and you get universal recognition that works and reinforces their message. The fact that people discovered it, made it kind of legendary, shows how subtle, meaningful design hits deep.
Totally. Another example of minimalist brilliance. Square. That simple square shape, often with an upward arrow, it just feels like progress, doesn't it?
It really does, and that's the smart shape symbolism. The square itself suggests stability, trust, a solid base perfect for finance. But that upward arrow, subtly integrated, it instantly signals business growth, financial progress. It's visual shorthand for their mission. Its minimalist style ensures instant recognition, super memorable, and it's totally optimized for digital excellence. Looks sharp and clear from tiny app icons to big displays, just clean, confident, and gets the message across instantly.
And finally, Airbnb's Bélo symbol, that
Mhm.
abstract sort of welcoming shape. It's very distinct and, again, super simple.
It really is a modern classic, isn't it? The bellow has such deep symbolic meaning. It represents belonging, connection, that universal feeling of wanting a place like home, the core of Airbnb. The source actually points out it combines four things: people, places, love, and Airbnb itself. It creates this unified story. Its visual balance with those smooth curves and symmetry makes it feel modern and approachable everywhere. Plus, its flexible application is key, works great in just one color or full color, scales perfectly. It shows how an abstract mark packed with meaning can become universally understood. So if we connect all this back, it really brings up a key question for you listening right now. How do you apply these lessons? How do you design a great modern logo, or even just evaluate the ones you see? The source boils it down to 5 core principles. First, embrace radical simplicity. Strip away everything non-essential, use minimal shapes, clean lines, aim for maximum clarity, instant recognition. Think Google's evolution or Square's pure form.
Makes sense. Keep it clean. What's next?
Second, strategic typography selection. The font isn't just letters, it's personality. Choose typefaces that genuinely reflect the brand's character and fit the industry. You wouldn't use a super playful font for a serious law firm, right?
Right. Context matters.
Third, constrained color psychology. Limit your palette, maybe just 2 or 3 complementary colors, and choose them carefully for emotional impact to reinforce the message, like Patagonia's earthy tones signaling nature. Every color needs a reason.
Intentional color. Got it. Fourth.
Fourth, universal scalability testing. This one's crucial, non-negotiable today. You have to test how the logo looks everywhere. Tiny app icons, website favicons, huge billboards, merch. If it breaks or becomes unclear anywhere, it's not working.
Test, test, test. Okay, and the last one.
And finally, number 5, meaningful design integration. This goes beyond just looking good. It's about purpose. Every single element, every line, shape, color, even the empty space needs to connect back to the brand's story, its values, its promise. Nothing should be accidental. Think of that FedEx arrow, perfect example of meaning built right in.
So wrapping this all up, our deep dive into designing the ideal logo really shows that a great logo is so much more than just a graphic. It's the brand's first impression, its lasting memory. It's not just a cost, it's an investment in excellence. And that investment really pays off in recognition, trust, and success.
Absolutely. Learning from the greats, Patagonia, Google, FedEx reveals that proven success formula: simplicity plus meaningful symbolism equals lasting impact. It's not about being complex. It's about being clear, impactful, and telling a story visually.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. The next time you see a logo, just take a second. Think about the story it's trying to tell you. Is it clear? Is it simple but still unique? Does it truly represent the brand, even when it's tiny or seen super quickly? How does its look make you feel about what it stands for? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of modern logos. Hopefully you'll start seeing the design choices all around you with fresh eyes. We'll catch you next time.